Congratulations, guys. We've almost gotten out of chapter 1. I know, it bears applause, doesn't it? But here's the thing. We're trying to take a very intentional look at all of the verses in Scripture that we can that form the worldview of the original reader. We're trying to understand how they thought. That's really important. Let's not look past that. Let's not get into the New Testament thinking yet, because that isn't what these people were thinking. They were thinking, wow, I wonder who the new God is. What does it mean to have a new God? Maybe you've not thought in a literal sense. Maybe you've struggled with a God, but you've never thought, wow, I have a new God now. That's where these people are. They're coming out of a different nation with different beliefs and a whole different way of thinking about life, humanity, and the world as we know it. This is where we need to start. And as we close up chapter 1, we're going to have another important lesson here. The last crucial point here, in verse 28, God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky and over every living creature that moves on the ground." And then God says what he's going to give them. He's giving them seed-bearing plants. He's giving them food. He's giving fruit and seed, things to care for them. He's giving them beasts of the earth. He's giving them reign over the beasts of the earth and the sky and the sea. In doing all this, God saw what he had made, and it was very good. I want you to think, if you've read the New Testament and you're already a believer, this is the Great Commission of the Old Testament. Be fruitful, multiply, bear fruit. This is what it meant for the original human being to do the work on earth of God and to do it in concert with him. That's really important. This is the original design. And now we can see, understanding this, when we get away from that, things are not so good. This is what the earth was designed for. This is what man was designed for. But we see we get away from this, and there's a lot of issues. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it, rule the creatures of the sea, the sky, and the earth. Remember that cosmology idea. These guys are now the rulers of everything on earth, in the heavens, in the seas. That is a huge deal. To rule the heavens is to rule the places where the gods lived. To rule the seas is the place where the dead lived. You were the ruler of everything. And that was the original intention, that man would rule alongside God as co-ruler in his garden, doing the work alongside him. I'll quickly point to our last video. Recall, in his own image. This function. Why aren't we doing this here right now? I'll say this is definitely a part of the grand narrative of what God's trying to do on earth. But chapter 2, which we're going to look at next, is going to explain why we can't do this the same way as we used to, and why God is trying to restore things to the point where we can do this the way that we ought to. Join us next time, because chapter 2 is where things get real.